Hi class, my name is Dan Lapierre. I'm a communications major at UMUC here in Stuttgart, Germany. The topic I chose for my personal experience speech is a tale of an embarrassing moment which I've entitled My First College Experience. Life is full of defining moments. Throughout the course of my life, I have had many defining moments. Some have been great successes. Others have been miserable failures, and a few of them have been painfully embarrassing yet memorable moments. Everyone makes mistakes, and I personally have made many of them in my lifetime. Today, I would like to highlight one of those mistakes that turned out to be a defining yet embarrassing moment. During my junior year of high school, I visited my friend Gordy at Columbia College in Sonora, California, during Christmas vacation. We arrived on a cold and snowy day around noon. After unpacking our belongings into Gordy's college dorm room, we decided it would be a great idea to visit the naturally occurring labyrinth of rock formations on the college campus. Not thinking we would be gone for very long, we did not dress for the weather. And after being in the labyrinth for a while, Gordy finally exclaimed, "I don't know the way out. We're lost." We all began to grow increasingly frustrated and colder by the minute. What started out as a leisurely stroll quickly became a very bad situation. Panic began to set in. Finally, we began to realize that we could get out of the labyrinth, but we needed to hurry before it got dark. We all decided that climbing a steep bank of rock formations might be our best chance of success. After several attempts at climbing the rock formations, we eventually made it out of the labyrinth. As we approached the dorm rooms, I got a great idea. I would run ahead of all my friends, and I would be the first one to reach Gordy's room. I'd be able to take a hot shower and change my clothes. As I ran ahead, I could hear my friends screaming, "Where are you going?" "The dorm room is in the other direction." And I was bound and determined that nothing would stop me from reaching my goal. Once I reached the dorm room, I threw open the door, and I started rapidly undressing. I threw off my jacket, ripped off my sweater, kicked off my shoes, and hurled my pants to the floor. I began thinking to myself, "I'm almost finished. Where is my bag with all my clothes in it?" In bewilderment, I began to look around the room, not seeing where I had left my belongings. Then it hit me like a ton of bricks. None of the furniture was the same as it was in Gordy's dorm room. As if things could not get any worse, I was in the wrong dorm room, and there was a group of 10 college students that I had just hastily undressed in front of. I began to look at them, and they began to look at me as I stood there in my boxer shorts. It started to get awkward. My face turned bright red. To my amazement, no one said a word. I threw my clothes on just as fast as I took them off, and I bolted out the door. As soon as I got out of the dorm room, my friends were right around the corner, and they asked me with astonishment, "Where did you go?" In extreme embarrassment, when I realized that I could not come up with a good explanation of what had happened, I had told them the truth. They began to point and laugh. "Ha ha! That was incredibly stupid. I can't believe you did that." The ridiculing became worse. "You're such a dumbass," remarked another friend. And the ridiculousness of the whole situation began to set in. I was finally able to laugh at myself. Later that night, I got invited to a college party at one of the dorm rooms. Quickly, I became known as that guy who likes to get naked in front of complete strangers. My notoriety spread quickly, and I began to make new friends through the experience. So I can't say the experience was all that bad, even though it was embarrassing. A few points I'd like to make in transition is a lack of attention to detail can lead to bad choices, which sometimes can lead to embarrassing moments. Sometimes our best medicine is to learn from our mistakes and not to take ourselves too seriously and be able to have a sense of humor about our embarrassing personal experiences. Embarrassing situations can work in your favor in some social circumstances. Example, aren't you the guy that keeps getting naked in other people's dorm rooms? Can help break the social environment that can lead to new, fulfilling friendships. In closing, I would say, although I would say this was probably not one of my best moments, it's funny to look back at this situation and see the humor in it after so many years.